So while they're logging on, I'm just gonna start out saying, "Hey all, hope everyone's having a good day today." I wanted to start by saying thank you for everyone that obviously showed up, and for people possibly watching this later or reading this when I posted announcements. The Republic, and by extension the server, is in dire straits in a similar situation. Everyone on the server, to my and Gov's knowledge from doing research via there's a map that has the density on it, so it shows how many people are in debt of overclaim. The whole server is in the same situation that we are. Most towns in their nations, and ours included, don't have people for overclaim. They aren't prepared. No one is. So don't feel like you're alone. This effect, overclaim, will be felt across the entire server. However, I know that if we put the hard work in and we carry on being the same and best community that we can always be, we won't just swim, but we will thrive on the other side of this coming in. No other community on the server is as kind or as helpful or welcoming to new players as we are. When people complain about overclaim, it's not because they don't have the time or the people to back or a community to welcome in new players. It's because they don't have what we have. They don't have it all. They might have one thing. They might have a welcoming community. They might have a lot of players to be happy. But they don't have the three that we have. We have a perfect combination to get players to be fully invested into the server. And that's not something that many people can say about it. So, going forth in the coming months, I will be preparing every town that I can to survive the coming storm and thrive when it passes, because I know for a fact that we can. This Republic Day signs the day that we as a community band together like never before, and we work as one. For regardless of anyone's opinions on overclaim, it will be coming, and everyone can be affected. I'm going to end the speech here as work needs to be done. Instead of the tour of the Republic as usually done on Republic Day, I ask that all residents and people here today follow me downstairs to the round table below the cap. And we're going to talk about how we can fix and solve our problems. So I want to start off by saying a few announcements. First off, Gov has been working hard on trying to do research on how to invest in this. Literally nightly, Robert, myself, Unknown, and Carrot have been all working on their options to figure this all out. Azalea and Dom have been working on their own options, mainly with trying to get Edinburgh set up and Scotland by extension. Azalea is trying to help me with making an Irish government so that way we're all prepared. It is my opinion that having an Irish and United Kingdom government set up will be able to go ahead and provide the activeness in that area so the NSR Gov isn't specifically having a set aside time made for it. It could be a self-running thing, and so that way NSR can kind of focus outwards. But the big announcement that I want to put forward is two votes that are coming to effect the moment that Dom votes on the second one, or both of them. And those are this. We're having two major economic plans coming. First one is that we will be having a major recruitment plan. People who recruit a person and fits a certain amount of requirements will be paid at least 50 gold a player. Mind you, there's quite a few things. We can't just be giving out gold free, however. But simple things that should be done already for every recruited player, you could rack up quite a bit of gold. For example, get them in the Discord, get them a plot, check in with them every 24 hours to a week to 30 days, see how they're doing, tell them about the Republic, get them in the Discord. It's not hard by any stretch of the term, and if you're planning to recruit, you should be doing this already. So, 50 gold a player. I'm putting most of the gold from the Republic into this plan in hopes of rewarding mayors and people who wish to recruit for towns. Because at the end of the day, anything that sets us up to have more players to survive the coming storm will be the best bet. Next up is the shops. Having players to make money via the shops will in turn feed that money back into the Republic, either A, via donating, or B, via helping their own town members or a group of people in the Republic. So, with that, one of the major points is you need to have a shop in the centralized Republic district, which is Enspawn, UK, in addition to having sales daily slash advertising daily. While that might not seem like a bit much, you're having a lot of sales by actively playing this, and the system supports that. If you actively play, if you actively support your own shop, actively, put supplies in it, you're going to get rewarded for your efforts, and that's what we intend to do this. Additionally, we have two other things coming out. If you look in the Discord, at the very top of it, right underneath Earth MC News, you'll see a new channel. This is Project Story. It's a brainchild from myself and Ron. The idea behind this is I want people to think back on how they themselves were recruited. I want people to talk about how they were recruited either into the Republic or the server itself. Because at the end of the day, each and every one of us were recruited. We started from somewhere. We all came from somewhere. It all started from somewhere. And so Project Story is to talk about it, to look back on how everything started for everyone. And if you look at others, you'll see some similarities. The goal of this is to try to support people in recruiting, because at the end of the day, we all started from somewhere, and you could find someone that's similar to you by recruiting. Lastly, the shops and the recruiting economic plans that we have made coming out is going to have their own chats and set aside for that. That will have more information announcements later. That said, I finally have finished the guide for recruitment. I will be posting that in the Discord. However, I'm going to let this go into an open floor meeting. If anyone has anything to say, talk about Overclaim, about how we can prepare, and anything at all involving recruiting, now is going to be the time.
All right, so have you heard about kind of Eggbender's plans to deal with Overclaim?
If I'm correct, it's about moving into Arziansky, correct?
Yeah, it's about moving into Arzarensk. He was wanting to mostly sell Curse to NSR. Foothold or something, I think. Are you guys willing to take it? Or do we sell it to Russia for an extra buck?
Either sell it to Russia for above price and refunding it, or straight up refund it and have them try to claim over it.
All right.
One way or another, they're going to be going ahead and using their money. So,
yeah, one way or another, we get money.
Hold the town hostage if you would like. You could wait until the last day and still get the gold. So, you get that bread, my guy.
It's actually a good idea. I'm going to tell Eggbender.
Mm-hmm. Go for it. As for Arziansk, how many people do you need in it to not go under for over?
Oh, we're already fine. Just with Flams and me in it, we're fine.
Okay, that sounds good. Do you have plans for building and recruiting people at all?
Yeah, we mostly build upwards as to not overclaim ourselves.
Have you heard about the apartment plugin company?
No, I have not.
So this is a thing that I've heard about being made by Fruit Lupins. The idea is that instead of the plot system that we have currently, mayors will be able to set up a home for sale via X, Y, and Z code. So, for example, apartments will be able to be a thing. You'll be able to have apartment rooms for sale, and players will be able to only claim that area instead of the whole chunk throughout, the whole wide core. So it's not just to the skybox to Bedrock; it's that one room that you could set up so thus apartments now actually work.
That seems like a good idea, actually.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
does.
freaking great idea, and I'm excited for this to come in when it does.
So much
that
more
means-
space now.
That means
will allow me
one,
to
we could
actually
have more
house people.
space. Oh yeah. That'll be great. So, again, this whole recruitment guide that I mentioned earlier, that is made. I will be posting it. I looked across any EMC forum that I could come across via what Hansen sent, via what Dazel sent, and my own thoughts. And I've come up with a refined version as best I could. There might be other versions in the future, but this in my opinion, is the best way to get a active and committed recruit, resident. So going forward, I recommend you try this. I myself am going to be recruiting starting tomorrow. So I will be myself testing out this program, see how it works, and I will be posting results as I go. Ideally, you'll be able to see yourself in Roller Quest, see how it's going. And I advise all of you to try to do the same. Does anyone else want to pitch in and pick up?
Have an area for Octania specifically.
Octania. I will have a museum dedicated for Octania and when it fell.
Well, nah. Reborn.
Is it active? Is it active?
Reborn, guy.
Is it active or just being held by someone? It's being held hostage.
Is it active or is it just being held by the fan?
Blink twice if it needs help. So, yeah, I highly recommend you all to go to Project Story when you can and talk about it. I'll be posting an announcement just a bit when I can about one, the speech to get people up to date. Two, Eduardo here, the MVP. He's been recording this event, so that would go in announcements too. And I'll be posting those votes that we've done in just a bit. I want to thank you all again for coming out here and hanging out for a bit.